Are you a freshman, sophomore, or senior in the energy game? One of the things that I have learned along this journey is that most people are in either that freshman year, per se, of learning who they are, trying to detach from conformity, or they're repeating it and just trying to fit in. And that's where I feel you start to get, I guess what you say, your groundwork put in at that freshman time where you're like, who am I? What do I want to be? What do I want to do? And this can go throughout your whole life. It doesn't matter what age. Freshman year is up to you. And when you decide that you're ready to graduate to the next level, right? Because only you can decide if you're going to class to learn or if you're going to class just to pass, right? There's a lot of people who have to remember Earth is a school, at least in my opinion. The human has to do the physical labor and the toil, and the soul does all the emotional work and the remembrance and the stuff that is a lot harder because, in my opinion, the soul has past lives. Even though it has this present life incarnation, which we are co-creating right now. Me, Jah, and my soul are creating a timeline that once I pass will exist in history, that people can look back and say, that's who they were, and this is what they represented, right? And that's going to go into a collection of other souls who have already repeated this for their past lives. And so when we come back with this remembrance of self, I say, okay, what do I want to do with this? So then when we say, I'm ready to do the work, in that freshman time, it's not easy. You're going to have to do a lot of deconditioning and letting things go and detaching yourself from ideologies that don't belong to you or are dated and don't work for you. Again, remember, it's about what works for you first. And if it works for you, go live it. And if it's an example that people want to replicate or represent, then let them. Don't go out and push it unless you want to. That's up to you. But you'll probably get a lot more resistance. This is how I do it because I get less resistance here. Trust me. Try to tell somebody where they need to be or how to be when they're in their freshman age, it's going to feel like an attack. It's going to feel like you're trying to tell them what to do. Because remember, freshmen just came out of junior high. They're still kids. They're still used to being parentified. So once you get to that freshman area, it's starting to be more about you planning your schedule, you knowing your classes, you knowing how to set yourself up for success. Once you do that and you put in that type of physical work, I feel the sophomore year is about the spiritual work. Because the emotional work, because in that emotional state of being, when you make it to that next level, you get a little cocky, you feel a little confident, you're like, all right, I got this, I can do this, whatever. Little freshman, ha ha ha, been there, done that, sucks for you, right? But you still have seniors above you like, these little kids, they're so immature. And the sophomores are like, why do they think they're better than us? How are they all so mature and all this? Because they know something you don't know. And so in this level of sophomoreness, you have to learn how to curb some of that ego. Boost yourself up as much as possible, but don't get to that level of cockiness that you think you've learned everything, because you haven't. That's what that sophomore little sandwich moment is about. Absorb it. Remember where you were. Remember where you're going. Okay? And so when you can take that energy and say, I still got a little bit more work to do, but I also know who I am and I feel a lot better. And that progresses you to that next step. This is where you start getting set up for that senior year. Spiritually, again, I'm talking metaphorically, but your senior year is about spirituality. This is where you merge all the things you learn physically coming in as a freshman with all the things that you learn in that second year emotionally with yourself as a sophomore, right? Because now you can compile it. Now you have an idea of how the school works. You have an idea of how the schedule works. You know the ins and outs of all the hallways and all of this, right? You got some memories there. You have a little bit more confidence. And once you have that confidence, life is a lot easier. That's why it seems so cool when the young kids look at you like, how are they the way they are? Because with experience and wisdom comes confidence. And there also comes a level of stoicism where you're just kind of like, it is what it is. Life is going to repeat. That first day of my freshman year, and I had that first girlfriend, boyfriend that broke my heart. Oh my God, I thought my life was over. Fast forward to senior year. Oh, I didn't have a whole bunch of boyfriends and girlfriends, right? Your heart isn't so broken. You're a little bit more seasoned. This is what it's about. Because once you graduate from this entity, you're going to move on to the next energy. May it be in the world or may it be in the workspace or whatever, however you choose to use that energy that you learned in that spiritual school. Because we have to keep learning and repeating. Even at, doesn't matter what age it is, we're all going to start. If you start a new job, you're back at the freshman era, right? And once you feel comfortable, that first year is not going to be easy. It's going to be annoying. You got to learn people's personalities. You got to learn the system. You got to learn everything. Da, 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 da. By year two, you feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, I can do this. I'm in it. Okay, I got a little space here. By year three, you're like, oh, I can do this like the back of my hand. I can close my eyes and do this. This ain't nothing, right? That's the point of learning your energies. When you learn, am I a freshman, am I a sophomore, am I a senior? Once you get to your senior level, you graduate. That means you're not done. It just means that you graduated. You are certified at being an emotionally, it's sane, at least I hope, adult to know how to listen to self, right? Because I can't say everyone's going to know how to listen to themselves. I'm not saying that people who don't listen to themselves aren't sane, but I will say this. I would rather listen to myself and figure out what that means than trusting everyone else. I will listen to other people's perspectives and I will take them in and let that work with my energy. But I do not let it encapsulate me. I do not let someone else's words become me. So that is the part of school that you're supposed to learn. Physically, emotionally, spiritual, all these levels of school are about you learning how to have autonomy, how to self-govern self, how to align yourself with success, how to figure out, does this make me feel good? Do I feel like I'm in flow, right? Because remember, we all went to one school together at one point in time, and everyone got the same homework and the same stuff. But did we not all have different ways of executing how we got work done? Did we not all have different ways of how we integrated ourselves into different friend groups and right? There was so many different experiences that we all had, yet we're all in the same vessel. So when you know how to decipher and have discernment of your own energy, when you're around others, you'll know how to graduate past the foolishness that they're stuck in. Because remember, no matter how much I love helping others, I am not going to go hang out with a group of freshmen. I'm not. Because they're going to be looking at me like, why is this older person or this mature person hanging out with us? Because that tells me they're probably not as mature as they are in their own group or something, right? And same difference. Sorry, sophomores, I might talk to you once in a while and see you out and maybe invite you to a party here or there, but we ain't kicking it either. I need people who are at my level because I can say without a shadow of a doubt, we did the same work, so you have no excuse. Because I like accountability. See, if you mess with people who are emotionally younger than you, you're at fault if it doesn't go right because you are the one who is saying, I can take the reins. I can be the supreme mother, father, protector, nurturer, and I can help them guide them through it. If that's who you want to be, Captain Save-A-Who, that's not me. I want you to be able to know how to work through your energy on your own. I will be there to guide you when you need guidance, but I am not going to take it on. So that's why I tell people, remember what level you're at. Do not go down to nobody else's grade and try to make them feel what you feel because it doesn't make sense to. Sometimes petty is fun, so sometimes you gotta let them have it. And listen, I'm not above a good little, let me tell you like it is session, but I do those less than frequently, which makes it more powerful, right? So just remember, ask yourself when you meet someone, if you start talking to them and the first thing in your mind is, how old are they? It's time to move on. Anywho, I hope this made sense. Love ya.